Yeah. I lived in a haunted trailer mobile home, whatever you want to call that. And this was in Florida, so if a hurricane came through, you run. I mean, it was nice. It was nice. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, Roman tub, separate shower. It was nice, but it was a trailer in Florida. That was probably one of the most terrifying experiences of my life, but it's funny now. It was kind of funny then too, actually. But first, I want to set the mood for my story. So let's enter my world of madness. Madness returns. Yeah, no, this was a really good game. Full-size door. Tiny door. I feel like ghost stories are always more effective if you go into a creepy place. Come on. Follow the crazy person. Oh, here we are. Oh, I found a penny. Uh-oh. It was tails facing up. You know what that means? It means I got a penny. There's 2 of these in this room. The other one's a little bit shorter, and then this is the really, really long one. Now that the mood is set, let me tell you my story. So a long time ago, in the year 2006, I had gotten fired from my job. At the time, I was a leasing consultant, and I was also living at the property where I worked at. The district manager, she really didn't like me from day one. What's your name? Do you have a nickname? This is my legal name.
Well, do you have any other name that you go by?
Some people like to call me B.
Well, then maybe you should consider changing it.
So at that point, I was like, I have absolutely no future in this company. This woman hates me. She didn't like my appearance. I mean, I had normal hair. I was a really good employee. There was 3 of us in the office, 2 men, and slackers, both really bad slackers. As in, the files had piled up so high that there was stacks, like 4 rows, 6 months worth of work that no one wanted to do. And then I show up, can I do this stuff? They're like, sure, go ahead, but it's gonna take you a long time. 3.5 days later, I finished it all, but I was fired anyways. And I do remember on my way out, I remember her saying to the manager,
Next time, don't think with your dick.
anyways, what does that have to do with living in a trailer? That was my next house, because I got kicked out of my apartment. They gave me 7 days to move out after they fired me. In South Florida, there's also an application, an approval process to get into an apartment. It's not like, okay, you're in. Yeah, no. The Credit Karma commercial, way off. Oh, look at my credit score. And they're like, oh, okay, here's the keys. All I could get, instantly, cash money, upfront, here you go, no credit check. $1,400 a month. Aside from the constant helicopters and police raids that were going on, I discovered another issue inside of the house. It wasn't long before I realized that really late at night, early in the morning, like around 2, 3 a.m., a woman would float to the foot of the bed and just stand there and stare at me. She didn't look very good either. She looked like she was inside out and burned. This isn't happening. I'm going insane. But it kept happening. I told my boyfriend about it at the time and he's like, you're insane. You're just crazy. Like, yeah, I'm beginning to think that maybe I am. But let's move the bed from the bedroom to the living room and see if it keeps happening. Oh yeah, she floated down the hallway to the living room and stood at the foot of the bed. So yeah, there she was. Not sure how I slept through this. I think oftentimes I went to my friend's house who was usually up at ungodly hours of the night, and I would tell him all about this, and he believed me. And this went on for some time. And my boyfriend at the time was getting really fed up with me telling him about this woman. Where was he at the time? Sleeping, because he had like a 9-to-5 kind of job, and I don't think I was working. This guy was getting really upset with me and said I should probably go see a doctor. And then one night I saw her again, and that was one of the best days in my life, because that's the day he woke up. Or maybe I nudged him awake. So there she is across from me. I'm sitting on the bed right now looking right at this disgusting woman. I need to make him see this somehow. So I was like, all right. And every time I think about it, I get so happy. He's like, what? And then it happened. His face went white as a ghost. I perked up. It's been months. It's been months of this man telling me I am crazy. So I'm sitting there like, yeah, you see this too, right? You see it now. And he's, I have never ever seen fear on someone's face like I did that night. And it was great. So there she is, looking all burnt and fried and nasty, and she's just standing there. She just stood there and stared. She never did anything really beyond that. He jumps off the bed, he's picking up clothes, he's stuffing them into a bag. That's why you've seen this? So you believe me now? You'd like to leave the house tonight? Forever? Okay, well, let me get my purse. And I'm here like, okay, I'm gonna get my purse. I need my cell phone. Let me put that in there. He doesn't look like he's any condition to come back. Okay, I got my things. Let's go. So I left the house. He's already outside. There's a trail of his things going out the door. I lock the house. We go to my friend's house. And my friend looks at him and he's like, she's been trying to tell you this for months. And you finally believe her? I do now. I've been in situations kind of like this before, but not really. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try something. I'm going to go into the bedroom. I grabbed a piece of paper, I drew a line, and on one side I put the word yes, on the other side I put the word no, and then I put a pen next to the paper and I set it on my dresser. And then I spent the next 5 minutes talking to myself. I spent 5 minutes trying to tell this thing that it shouldn't be there. I'm like, hey, I think you died. I don't know if you realize this, but I need you to go. I need this. It's creepy. What you're doing is really freaking me out, and you need to go. Please. Something like that. That's not verbatim at all in any way. So I was like, okay, I'm going to leave the room. I'm going to give you 5 more minutes to contemplate this. Take the pen, mark off yes. Put the pen under yes, make some sort of scribble with the pen under the yes, you're gonna leave, or no, you're not. And then I left the room, closed the door behind me, and I stood there. No one went into the room for the next 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I opened the door, and the first thing I notice is the pen has not moved. And I'm like, ugh. I made my way across the room. I look at the piece of paper. It was 2 bobby pins, like this, in an X under the word yes. And that's it. That's the whole story. I never saw her again. Bye, guys.